All right, we're just waiting for a few more to click on and get the town manager back in his spot. So we'll sit tight for another minute and we'll get going. Hey, Charlie, good to see you again.
Good evening. Almost didn't make it. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners.
Hi, Charlie.
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 Good evening, all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
That's right, it is a new year.
All right, I think we're waiting for one more. Melody, do you have any notes on that from Jason? Is he having any trouble signing back on?
I haven't heard from him, but I'm sure that he's signing on. Actually, I see him in the attendees. He's coming on.
All right, very good. I think we're all here. Everybody, welcome back again. So we're ready to go. This is a Board of Commissioners regular meeting, January 12th, 2021, 6:30 p.m. We're going to have the town clerk give us a little dialogue here. If you would, Melody, it's your turn again, and then you can I see that you're on to call the roll too.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So good evening. I just wanted to go over a couple of logistics with regards to tonight's meeting. Board members, please make sure to keep your videos on as we are streaming live to YouTube. And also, please make sure to mute yourself when you're not talking. The mayor will be calling on each of you individually to provide comments and votes. When voting, please remember to identify yourselves by stating your name and your vote. If you would like to speak at any time during the meeting, please raise your hand and be mindful of your background. If we are in the middle of a presentation and you are raising your hand but not being called on, please feel free to speak up. Most importantly, we want to make sure that the board members are able to participate in this meeting fully. So if you experience any technical difficulties, please make sure to text me and we can suspend the discussion. So next we need to take the roll call. Please indicate if you are present. Mayor Ronald Pappas.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Brenda McMillan.
Present.
Commissioner Jason Hall.
Present.
Commissioner Ann Simpson.
Present.
Commissioner Tracy Westlick.
Present.
Commissioner Pedro Mori.
Present.
All right, thank you. All members are present. I'll turn the meeting back over to you, Mayor.
Very good. Thank you, Melody. Appreciate that. We are now called to order. So if you would please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a brief moment of silence. Okay, we'll start. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very good. Thank you, everybody. Okay, at this time, we're looking at the agenda items here and adoption of the agenda. Are there any changes, requested changes to the agenda for tonight? Any comments? Seeing none. Okay, so we will make have somebody make a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Very good. So we have a motion from Commissioner Simpson to approve the agenda. Go down and roll call vote, please. Mayor Pro Tem McMillan,
Brenda McMillan, aye.
Commissioner Morey,
Commissioner Mori, aye.
Commissioner Westlake,
Tracy Westlick, aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Jason Hall, aye.
and Commissioner Simpson.
Ann Simpson, aye.
Very good. Thank you very much. Motion is adopted. We're going to drop down. As I understand it from the town clerk, we have no items under section B for public comments. And we'll make a motion here to adopt the consent agenda. Have a motion, please.
Mr. Mayor, may I interrupt you? Remember when the agenda is set, that sets the consent agenda also. You don't need to take a second vote.
All right, I misspoke. You're right. All right, so we'll move down to then recognitions. I'm sorry.
We do need
we have
to
some-
adopt the consent agenda, though.
All right, that's what I was,
No, but what I'm saying is by the adoption of the agenda, that adopts everything on the agenda, including the consent agenda.
Okay.
right. So we won't need to go back to adopt it. It is adopted in the first motion, correct?
That's correct.
That's correct. All right. That said, we will then move to recognitions, item D. So we have a recognition of a Waxhaw intern that we had here for the Development Service Department. Understand that, Theo, you're going to be up to make this presentation for us, so I will give the floor to you.
Well, let me interrupt. I'm sorry. I sandbagged you. I apologize to the commissioners and to the mayor. When I said you set the agenda, you did set the agenda, including the consent agenda, but you did not approve the consent agenda. So I apologize sincerely, but you need to go back and vote on the consent agenda, but not to reset the agenda.
Very good. Not a problem. We can do that. Thank you for that correction. All right, so let's move back up to C on the consent agenda. So I made a motion to approve the consent agenda, correct? All right, so can you give me a motion, please? Someone?
So moved.
So moved.
Very good. You snooze, you lose there. Here we go. All right, so a roll call vote on the adoption of the consent agenda, approval of the consent agenda, I'm sorry. And so I'm going to start with Mayor Pro Tem McMillan.
Brenda McMillan, aye.
Great. Commissioner Morey.
Pedro Mori, aye.
Commissioner Westlake.
Tracy Westlick, aye.
Commissioner Hall.
Jason Hall, aye.
Commissioner Simpson.
Ann Simpson, aye.
Great. Great start to the new year. We'll get it right this time, right? Not a problem. All right. Now we will go to item number D, and that's the recognitions. Theo, I'm going to turn it back over to you. I see you're still live, so the floor is yours.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight, the Development Services and Engineering Department, we wanted to recognize Aiden Cohen, who has been helping us with the project the past couple months. So I'll just turn it over to Aiden to introduce herself and say hey to the board.
Hi, I'm Aiden Cohen. I've been interning with Waxhaw since December. I'm from Waxhaw, grew up there, moved there in 2003, and I'm studying at UNC Charlotte right now in geography and urban planning.
We just wanted Aiden to meet the board and say that we appreciate all her work these past couple months. And even with COVID, she's been working remote a lot, but that's been working out great and she's taken a lot off our plate.
That's good to hear. So I guess the lingering question would be, Aiden, are you coming back?
We'll see.
The guys are that tough on you, huh? That's great. Well, we certainly appreciate you taking the time in your life to help us out. Very highly spoken about from the staff members. So we hope that someday in your future that you would consider us again to come back to and help us out with all the things you're going to learn from wherever you're going next. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great, Theo, is that the end of it there for you? Just that small recognition there?
Yes, that's all. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Next one up, we have a presentation, Boy Scout Troop 120, an Eagle Scout project. We have Miss Dina up to speak. I don't see her on the screen yet. There you are. Dina, when you go live there, the floor is yours. So go ahead and unmute yourself and floor is yours.
Awesome. I am. Okay. I was going to see did Logan get on, Nick or Matt?
He is on and he is joining us right now.
Okay, thank you. Hello all and Happy New Year to you. I would like to introduce Mr. Logan Key. And there he is. Logan is with Troop 120. He has been working with me the last a little over 6 months on his project. He has made a story walk on our nature trail within the Millbridge community. A little bit about what a story walk is. It is basically a unit that takes you through a whole children's book story from start to finish. There's 10 cases along the walk, and it goes through each page, and basically you read the story as you go. This is meant for families, but it also has our information about the park system and our fun map. Our first story that Logan placed in the cases is "Do You Wonder About Rain, Snow, Sleet, and Hail?" So it's about participation, as we all know really well about our area and on the trail. One awesome thing that Logan took in account is sometimes we have inclement weather. So we have to take up a lot of our equipment in these low-lying areas. So he has engineered the story walk. So you can see in some of the pictures where he's standing beside the unit, this is a yellow kind of cap on the bottom. They're easily taken up. So the staff and volunteers can do that when we do have inclement weather coming in. So it took a little while for us to kind of plan the area, but he did a great job, and I wanted to commend him of a wonderful project and a wonderful addition to the Waxhaw park system. And if I don't know if y'all can see him or not on the slides, like on the pictures and stuff like that. But Logan, would you like to say anything?
No audio.
I can't see him, so I don't know where he's at.
Sorry about
Logan,
that.
can you check your audio there?
There he is.
Is that better?
Yes, Logan.
Okay.
Plug
Sorry
it in,
about that.
doesn't it?
I'd like to thank you all for the opportunity. Glad to work on this project. I put in a lot of work, and I hope my product lasts for a while. Just want to make sure it was high quality and looks good out there for years to come. So, yeah, that was a great intro there, Miss Dina. Thank you for everything. I'm glad I had a good opportunity to get my Eagle project done with Waxhaw. So, yep.
Awesome.
All right.
Logan, thank you for that. How long did it take you to do it? And as I understand, there's 10 of these units out there?
Yes. So I've been planning for this since the summer, really, and the install date with my troop only took us about a day. So I had to come back out there with the signs another week. But other than that, it was more planning and contacting of business than the install. The install wasn't too hard. So it was over a couple months, started planning back in the summer. Got approved with my scouting council locally here, and they're based out of Monroe. So they approved this project, and I was glad I got to put it out there.
So another question kind of begs to be asked. So what do you want to do with the rest of your life now?
I plan on being an architect in my future. So a lot of this planning and budgeting and down to the numbers, keeping everything in books is really a good way for me to prepare for my career. So I plan on going to college. I don't have a college picked yet, but I hope to be an architect one day. So.
Well, I think they're going to pick you once they see this.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're very proud of
You
him.
know, becoming an architect also leads to becoming a developer too. So be careful with that, right?
All righty. Will do. Will do.
Any other comments for this fine young man?
Tracy.
Commissioner Westlake.
Hi, Logan. I'm an Eagle Scout mom and have been to several Eagle ceremonies, and I'll have to say this is the first one I've seen a project like this. So good job on doing something a little bit different. I know how hard you've worked to get to this point, and you should be really proud of yourself, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I saw another comment, Commissioner Hall.
Hey, Logan, I'm an Eagle Scout myself, and every time I see these projects, it takes me back. This is a wonderful project, what you did, and it's going to offer just a tremendous amount of value to our community. And I can't wait to get out and see it myself, take my family out to see your hard work. So well done. This recognition is well deserved for you. And I feel like you've got a real smart head on your shoulders, and we're gonna be seeing some more of you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's just an awesome achievement. It really is. So again, thank you for that. Brenda, did I see you clapping your hand there? You're just clapping your hand because that's what you do, right? There you go. Applause all the way around. So Logan, thank you very much for your contribution to our team. Do keep in touch with us if you can through Dina, whatever. Let us know your whereabouts. And if we can facilitate anything in your near future, please do reach out to us. We'd love to play a part. So thank you very much for that.
Will do. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dina. Appreciate that. We've got, I think you're up again, aren't you, on this recognition for the Waxhaw Lowe's donation. So I'll let you, I'll yield the floor back to you again.
Thank you. I actually have a thank you to two, and they're back to back. The Lowe's is up front. We have experienced great partnership with our Waxhaw Lowe's, and this is the third time they've done their hero project with us. And so we're extremely appreciative. With COVID, it threw a little monkey wrench in there. They were allowed to give the donation, but weren't allowed to actually come out and do the work with us this time. But we're so appreciative for them actually donating supplies to us. For example, they donated fencing to help out with mischief cars going on to our athletic fields. And they provided rock to help out with our drainage area, and mulch to help beautify our garden area at Nesbitt. So again, great partnerships with our community leaders, and their understanding that it does take a community to make things happen, and their willingness to continue to help out. Because they see the difference, and they understand that that we're a great partnership with our businesses. So again, kudos to Lowe's and helping us out with their hero project. Next, we have Five Stone Church. We've been gracious enough. They have had their surf day with us the last 2 years. We had a modified surf day in December. Because of COVID, we had to scale back a little bit. So they weren't able to bring out their hundreds of volunteers with us, but they were still able to do a great job with beautifying majority of our buildings, such as the town hall annex, the PD building. They did clearing and added mulch and pine straw. And they also helped out with Barnes Park. We have an area where we had some broken limbs and some dying trees. They help clean up and beautify that area. We're, again, so appreciative for their efforts, and they're willing to take their time out of their day to come and help us maintain our building spaces and at the park. And they're planning on already, actually had a walkthrough with one of the members yesterday to come back in March. But we're still on standby with COVID to make sure we do all the safety protocols, but to help out again with the park system on clearing and just some beautification. So again, another wonderful community partner that understands it does take a team effort just to keep us beautified and help us maintain. So I just want to say thank you to both those great entities.
Well, it's really nice to see those partnerships being formed, for one, and continue. And Dina, I got to say to you, not only thank them for us, but thank you for your continuing support of all of them and all these partnerships within our community to get more of the public engaged with us. And it's really, really nice to see. So thank you, all of you, very much. If there's anybody else watching tonight from either Lowe's or Five Stones, thank you for that. And again, Dina, thank you for your efforts.
Welcome.
All right, we'll move on from that to presentations. And Melody, do we have the presenter signed on yet? Do you know? There we go. I see it coming up there. So if you could, I guess this one right now is the Ginger Snap 5K check presentation. We have Rachel Horn on there. So Rachel, there you are. You can, you're unmuted. So welcome back again. Appreciate that. Appreciate all what you guys do for us. So I'm going to give the floor over to you and you can talk about what just happened.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us tonight. This is definitely something that has been different for us this year, but we're excited. So can we move to the next slide, or can I see? Am I driving the slide? Oh, sorry, guys.
Nick, can you move it forward for her?
There you go. So as you guys know, the 5K has been part of the Waxhaw events calendar for the past 10 years. This marked our 11th year. And much like everything else in the world, COVID challenged us. But we saw it as an opportunity to create something meaningful and just change what we had traditionally done. We had a hybrid 5K, which is the first time ever for us, meaning that participants got to choose if they wanted to participate virtually or in person. We could not have done this without the events team. I know that we just saw Dina, and I can't.
Rachel, I think we lost connection. We lost you for just a moment.
Oh, okay. But just thank Dina and Lisa and Amy for being there every step of the way. We are happy and proud to report that we had a safe, responsible event with 0 cases tracked back to our event. And we had a total of 324 participants that were spaced out in waves across a 30-minute span. There were no spectators, no vendors, nothing kind of fun that we traditionally have. But the fact that we were able to pivot and host an event virtually and in person was really special to us. And so just a huge thank you to the town, a huge thank you to the events team. And I think we have one more slide if you want to scoot over to that one, please, Nick. Awesome. So our two amazing sponsors, Novant Health is a huge part of the Waxhaw community. We had 5 physicians on hand race morning that were out there masked up, ready to help, making sure that we were being safe and responsible. So kudos to Novant and our presenting sponsor, Connolly Orthodontics. They were amazing. They were not there in person, as you can imagine. They chose to participate virtually with us. But traditionally, we raise around $35,000 at this race for scholarships for girls in our community to participate in our program. We are proud to say we did not raise $30,000, but we hosted an event and we were able to raise over $12,000, which was just something to celebrate anyway. So we just wanted to share this with you guys, say thank you, and just how grateful we are. And just we look forward to next year resuming normalcy or some sort of normalcy. If not, we've kind of got a blueprint to get us there next year some way. So thank you guys so much.
Well, again, in this environment, you're right. If you get to raise anything, you've done good. So again, thank you from all of us to you guys to continue to support that. Year number 11, that's pretty amazing in itself. So hopefully next year we'll be able to do something more live, if you will. So we appreciate all of your efforts, Rachel and the team, both from Connolly and Novant. So just give them a warm hug to us, or to them from us. So thank you very much. Okay, we're going to get to move on to new business, the rotating public art project contest. So on this, we got, oh, look, it's Miss Dina one more time. So Dina, you're up again. Unmute.
There we go. You like seeing me.
Absolutely.
All right, so public art. I want to go into basically explaining kind of what the rotating art's all about, and then talk about the butterfly project in specifically. And if y'all have any questions, I can't see everybody on the screen at one time, so try to get my attention if you have any questions, okay? All righty. The butterfly project. So in your packet, you would see basically our application. And what that application goes through is how we're administrating to get contest participants to get their ideas in, to understand what their responsibilities are, to help understand where the piece has been placed. As you can see, the original placement has its own pedestal. It is the opposite side of Barnes Park, near those near the train tracks and the parking area. That's where it's been housed for many years. So with the new art committee, we were kind of charged in to check over the art that we have, inventory it, and then do some reanimation like on the art itself. So the butterfly got some TLC, and so it is ready now to go back out. But we were thinking of how to make our art more interesting, and how that makes it more engaging for our citizens and visitors that come to Waxhaw. So we started thinking about rotating art and what that looks like. And kind of our first idea was very similar to painting of the rocks is at the schools, is to have something rotating off of a sculpture that we already own. And that can be a great way to interact with our citizens. So for example, the eligibility of someone that would like to do this would be like a school group or a Girl Scout, Boy Scout group, or civic group, or it could be a local artist themselves, or one of our wonderful businesses that promotes art as well, to submit their application to do an annual art project on the butterfly. The budget entails they would supply all their supplies to paint and to add to the butterfly. The only thing that the town would be responsible for is a small plaque that yearly would get changed out to who won the contest. So that would be the budgetary responsibility. The selection would go to their application. We would go over design, definitely location. Through our art policy, we have lots of rules to make sure that it stays positive and we are reflecting our community at large. Then after all that happens, it goes to the art committee, and then we make our recommendations to the BOC. The BOC at all times has the last and final say on of any art project or installation of art within the town. So everything comes back to BOC, and they get the final say-so on moving forward, or if there's any tweaks, and then we go from there. As I said, at this moment in time, the placement is across from Barnes Park, in between the railroad tracks and that parking area. We can see as we move into getting our new downtown park, this butterfly might be more suited in a pollinary garden within the park. So there's many different ways that we can help promote art for the town, and different ways to actually see it and have interaction. I'm going to show you just some ideas. So I think imagery all the time on how I express myself. So this is just some sparks of inspiration of what could happen. But again, all these things would be vetted out. But it's positive, and it gives you that warm and fuzzy feeling of you're coming down into Waxhaw, and to have that interaction and pops of color, we all know that provokes happiness on that. So the application itself is pretty simple application, but it goes through all those subject matters I just talked about. It gives a timeline. It gives deliverable dates. If the applicant can't meet all those needs, then they're just not a right fit right now, right? So again, this would be a yearly contest that we put out around this time each year. And then it would be commissioned and completed within the summer months. So they would have, the deadline would be the beginning of April, and then they would then complete their project within the next 2 months. Any questions so far?
I do.
Go ahead.
Hey, Dina, one of the questions I have is, how did you determine a year is the right length of time? Should it be quarterly or yearly, or?
So that's an awesome question. One is because the process takes so long to do it. And we wanted to, give them their due of having it up for the amount of time. And then, as you know, it's like going through a contest timing of it. It just takes a little while. And the art committee, we don't meet regularly unless there's a big project. So that was another consideration. And we wanted to kind of, cut our teeth on a smaller project first to kind of see if how we can get into a rhythm, because I see that this is a possibility for future rotating art from, to try to get outside artists to come to put, we have pedestal areas, and then we get the agreement of having their art here, almost like you're having your own museum that you can go see in our downtown or in our park system or on our trail system. So it's one of us, to get us to this point, we wanted to at least give them, it's the process of doing it, and then the time to enjoy it, and then we start all over again.
Any other questions from the board members? I don't see any hands, but Dean, I do have one, and just a thought, and passing thought. If I remember right, that base exists there today, right? The base that it sets on.
Yes,
and
sir.
Is the program going to take into consideration any type of, we'll call it paint treatment, if you will, on that base as well? Because you got this pretty all done up, a lot of effort in it, and then you've got this concrete base there.
So for right now, we're thinking, because you know how you have a wonderful piece of art and it's in a very nice frame. So that is the pedestal is kind of like your frame. So that would stay, that solid color is the aluminum base. So they would be responsible of covering that up before they administer their drawing or painting onto the butterfly. So that would stay a constant color, just so we can have it's not and doesn't take away from the butterfly itself.
Right. I think what I was asking is the base that it sets on, the concrete pedestal that it sets on. I mean, that's not what I would necessarily see, at least from the pictures, I would say that you'd want to enhance that some way as well, and not detract from. If you were talking about the base, which is that long leg, I was talking about the base that it all sets on the concrete base.
So it's actually an aluminum kind of, we have several of those pedestals actually in our downtown. There used to be a lot of public art, and then it kind of calmed down a little bit. So would you like us to improve it? Is that what because?
Well, I think we're going to do such a nice effort on the metalwork itself that we should do something to complement that. Like you say, a nice frame. So that concrete base that it sits on, or whatever it sits on, if you want to back up for the board, back up one more frame, if you could, and go back to the picture that shows that, if you could, who's ever controlling the screen.
I got it.
A couple more. Okay, right there,
Yep.
That left picture shows it just basically on a formed concrete pad. And I was wondering if we would consider enhancing the look of that as well, to complement that, as well as enhancing the landscape in its near proximity there, to make it all a very good presentation. That's what I was asking.
Got it. Yes, that is totally doable, especially we can make that into like a black, so it frames it really well. Well,
again, leave it to the creativity of who's going to get to do the butterfly itself, and then see what their ideas are on the pedestal, the base.
Okay. No, we can add that. So when I was talking about possibly moving this into the park in the future, because we're going to have a garden area, this would be kind of really cool to be in that garden area. But we still have a couple years before or less before that happens, but we're definitely can improve that site area.
Well, I think it'd be nice, not only that, if it gets moved to another location, maybe we put it up on a post, elevated off the ground a little bit, so it looks like it might be in flight or something like that. So
Okay.
just saying.
Yep.
So we can consider that, and maybe we can have a post dedication ceremony out at the park.
Oh, I'm planning on a lot of dedication stuff going on.
All right. Any other questions for Dina? Comments, thoughts? I don't see any hands up there right now. Oh, I've got Ann up there. Okay. Commissioner Simpson?
I think it's awesome, Dina. I love this idea, and it sounds so much fun. And I mean, just the thought and how this can even continue to grow as we grow and put a park in. I mean, the applications of it is like amazing. I mean, so much variety. It's a great job. Love it.
Thank you. And the committee, they are really rock and rolling, and they're doing such a good job on, because they've got the inventory done. They're trying to think of new ways to bring like the feast of the eyes when you come downtown. So I just can't say enough how well they're doing. But in the end, we are requesting action on basically the motion to create our public art program and our butterfly project.
And if I understand, the public art program is supported by Parks and Rec, and I see it as mostly volunteers, so there really isn't a budget line item to consider on this. Is that correct?
So the only budget for this project would be those little plaques, and within the Park and Rec budget, I have a line item for public art, and so that's where that plaque would come out of.
That's outstanding. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was clear on that. So thanks for explaining that to us. So we have any comments by any other of the commissioners? Questions? No questions, comments from anybody? Okay, so we have a request for a motion to approve or deny this program, the creation of this proposed rotating public art program. So may I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve the creation of the proposed rotating public art program and the creation of the proposed Waxhaw Butterfly Project Contest.
Very good. We have a motion from Commissioner Westlake and approval to create the program.
Second.
So any other discussion? Oh, we're moving the screen around. You went away on me. There we go. I lose people. So, all right. So we have the motion on the table. So any other discussion on the matter before we go for a roll call vote? No discussion. Okay. I'm going to call for a roll call vote here, starting with Mayor Pro Tem McMillan.
Brenda McMillan, aye.
Commissioner Morey.
Commissioner Pedro Morey, aye.
Commissioner Hall.
Jason Hall, aye.
Commissioner Simpson.
Ann Simpson, aye.
And Commissioner Westlake.
Tracy Westlake, aye.
Very good. Motion passed. Congratulations, Dina, and the program. I'd like to see some good stuff come out of that. So thank you very much again for those efforts to bring this forward. And we look forward to mounting it in the park over there. That'd be great. So it'd be a nice thing to do. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
All right, next up under new business, we have item number 2, which is the facade improvement grant request for 216 West North Main Street. That is the old Nivens Price building. And so we have presenter here, substitute here, Madison. I think you're up on this one. So I yield the floor to you.
I am. Thank you so much. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay, can you all see my presentation?
We can. You're free to start.
Awesome. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Happy New Year. I'm here before you to present a facade improvement grant application we received for the Niven Price building, a building that the town is very familiar with. before I present, I guess this is brought forward by George and Tucker Johnson with Magnolia Hill Farms. They purchased the property and are very much so ready to begin renovation of the building. But as always, we'll give a little background information on the facade improvement program itself. So beginning in 2010, the Board of Commissioners began setting aside additional money for this facade improvement program with the intent of assisting property owners with reinvestments for their historically owned structures or properties. And so that program has continued up to this day. So the parameters of this program, for this fiscal year, there was $25,000 set aside for the facade improvement program. The town will award up to 50% of a cost of rehabilitation. So if the cost is $10,000, the town will provide $5,000 as a 50% matching. The work schedule, so once a application has been approved, work can begin immediately. They have 2 months to complete the work, but may ask for an additional 2-month extension from staff. And so anything beyond that 4-month time window will require additional approval from you all. So for a submittal reimbursement, we require paid invoices or proof of the actual cost. And then of course the town staff will conduct an inspection of the site to ensure that the work approved is the work that was completed. And so the facade grant, like I said, for the Niven Price building, the motions that you will be able to vote on will be a motion for approval in part, or a motion for denial for the facade application request. So this is the Niven Price building as it sits today. You can see a lot of the existing brick facade remains, but a majority of the facade has been altered with this this vinyl clapboard on the front-facing facades. So the proposed work for this facade grant will be to replace all of the glass windows on the first story. So they will be replaced with appropriate large pane windows as far as like a large or a natural storefront rather than these individual pane windows. They will clean and paint all the upper windows. They will restore the recess entrance here on the east side, where you can kind of see the created by in the Carolina sign, because the original facade was a recess entrance, like the 2-story and then the 1-story to the left. Along with this, they're gonna give some love to the original brick, so they will repair what is necessary for the front facade. So the history of the structure, you can kind of see here on the right what it originally looked like when it was constructed between 1913 and 1914 by Mr. John Niven himself. So Niven and Price had formed a partnership in 1909, which stood at the northwest corner of North Main and Providence Road. And then they built this building here. It is a 2-story flanked by 2 1-story units. Each section originally featured a recessed central entrance framed by plate glass windows. And so in 1969, they replaced the original storefronts with that vinyl clapboard that you kind of see today. And so here's another picture of I believe a parade that was taking place in downtown. And I will say both of these photos were provided by our Historic Preservation Vice Chair, Chris Moorfield. She has a plethora of photos and history of the town, so it was very kind of her to provide these original photos. So here are the 2 cost estimates for the front-facing facade. As you get into some of the rehabilitation of these old buildings, they can be kind of costly. And so you can see the two bid prices here. The breakout of these bids was included in your facade grant application packet, which kind of broke down the grantable portions and the portions that the program would not cover. And so at our December 17th HPC special meeting, the HPC unanimously recommended the approval of the facade improvement application with the facade improvement application number below. And again, another picture from that parade from back in the day in front of the Niven Price building. So planning staff recommendation, staff, we recommend the approval of the facade improvement application as well, with the number listed again. So requested action tonight. Here are your 3 motions. Now I will say that the amount is to not exceed $19,533 because that is simply just the amount left in the $25,000 original amount. And so I will say that the 2 applicants, I believe, are here. If Nick could bring them online, it will be George and Tucker Johnson. And so they are here to also answer any additional questions about the Niven Price building or just the project itself, because they intend to rehabilitate the whole building. So I will open up the floor for any questions, any comments, and I will answer those. And like I said, I believe George or Tucker are here as well.
Madison, I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a way that you can kind of go back to the picture of today?
Yeah.
First off, I'd just like to acknowledge the Johnsons here, George and Tucker, and that I'm so happy that you're restoring this because this is such a treasure to our town, and it makes me happy to know that we're going to kind of get back to what it's originally was.
Well, thank you. We are very pleased with this project, and we really look forward to what we can bring back to the town of Waxhaw and make them very proud of this building. And we are also committed and have been speaking with Dina how we can assist and be a part of the art program in downtown to bring traffic and people back to this part of town.
Well, thank you. I just love that. Just one of the questions is the windows that are above the windows, are you going to make those into one big window with the mullion in the middle? Because right now in this picture, they're much smaller than what I think in the original building picture of it was.
At this time, we do not plan to replace those upper windows. They, from what we understand, are within the original architecture of the building itself as the brick was designed. We will be leaving the upper windows. The entire lower storefronts will go back up to the steel plate at the top of the green. If you're looking at the center, where the green edge is at the top, right there, yes. And it will come down to the base of the knee wall right there, correct. So the new windows will encompass that whole area in the front. And as you go into the door entryway, it will be also full glass in there. And the doors will be going all the way from the base all the way up to the green top. Madison, I think you have a picture of what the town had as a previous rendering from the 2018 or 2019 presentation, maybe.
Yeah.
Where many of you may have seen that in the past.
Yeah. I think if you just advance it a slide, you might have that picture, the old one.
Yeah, I know the picture that you're talking about specifically. Let me see if I can change my screens. Can you see that actually? Where it talks about the overview of 26 or 216 West North Main, and you have the picture of the building in the center.
No.
You can't. Okay. Let me see.
Well, just a comment along the same lines there. I, for one, will not necessarily miss the siding, looking at that. So it'll be nice to have that removed. And if I remember right, there you go, you got the picture up there.
Yeah.
But if I remember right, you're going to repocket basically the unit, we'll call it Unit C, to the very east there. You're going to drive that entry back into this condition here, like shown on the two-story element, correct?
Yes, Ron, that is correct. We will be matching the entryway on Unit C so that A, B, and C, all three street level units will be cohesively consistent.
And that's, again, I'm really appreciative of you guys taking it to heart to literally contribute to the investment in the downtown area. This is a bit of an undertaking, and it's just the front facade to increase that. So appreciate you guys going in and contributing to revitalizing the look of our downtown building. So we thank you very much on that.
Yes, and we thank all of you along the way from the time that we initiated our interest to today. Our family is very excited to be a part of downtown Waxhaw and the revitalization of what is to come in the future.
That's awesome. Okay, any other comments, thoughts, questions for Madison here? Or George and Tucker? All right, seeing none, it looks like we're up to the question of the day. Is the motion to approve this or deny it? And so may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion, Mayor.
I'll make a,
Snooze, you lose.
No, I'm sorry, Commissioner McMillan, if you want to go for it, go ahead. I'll make Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve FIP 011433-2020 as presented, up to 50% of the actual cost of work, not to exceed $19,533.
Very good, thank you. So we have a motion from Commissioner Hall, the motion to approve as read. So roll call vote, please. We'll start with Mayor Pro Tem McMillan. You can be first this time.
Brenda McMillan, aye.
Commissioner Westlake.
Tracy Westlake, aye.
Commissioner Morey.
Commissioner Pedramore, aye.
And Commissioner Simpson.
Ann Simpson, aye.
I didn't miss anybody, right? You guys moved around on the
Jason
screen.
Hall.
I got Jason already. All right, back to Jason. Commissioner Hall, your motion and your vote.
Aye. Jason Hall, aye.
All right, so we're passed. We're in good shape. Thank you very much for that. And thank you guys for the presentation, for all the work. I know you guys have undertaken, I've seen boatloads literally of debris going out of this. I know you're doing a lot of work over there. So I'm excited to see this part of it get done. So I know you're going to point and patch on the brick as well out in front. So I'm really looking forward to a very nicely done, cleaned up building. So thank you for those efforts.
Well, thank you, everybody, and I wish you well. We really look forward to this and be a part of the town.
Very good, and thank you, Madison, for that presentation.
Absolutely.
And
It's always a pleasure.
very good. All right, thank you. All right, so I understand also that there are no other general public comments for tonight's meeting. So now I'm going to drop down to the town leadership reports. I'll let our town manager weigh in on this. Jeff, it's yours.
Almost forgot to unmute there. Thank you, Mayor. Just one thing to discuss tonight, that our 2021 retreat is scheduled for January 28th and 29th, and that'll be at the Police Department Community Room. Annual retreats are the norm for municipal and county governments, and most conduct them this time of year. The retreat will give the town and our organization the opportunity to discuss big picture topics such as projects and policy that are currently pertinent to the town. We'll hear updates on projects that are of interest to Waxhaw from some of our partner organizations that we work with on a regular basis, such as the NCDOT, Union County Public Works, Planning Department, et cetera. You know, these organizations are imperative to our success. And so having the ability to hear what they have going on a regular basis also helps us improve our decision making. We'll also have the opportunity to prioritize our own town project and policy goals for the upcoming year. And lastly, it's our kickoff to the fiscal year budgeting process. We are finalizing or have finalized the agenda, and we're working on getting all the materials to you and hope to have that prepared for you by next week. So you have a little bit of time ahead to review. Looking forward to a great program. It's a lot of work that goes into it, and we're looking forward to providing that to you coming up very soon. So that's all I have this evening. Thank you, Mayor.
Very good. Well, I'm also looking forward to our retreat. So I'm looking forward to the agenda come out and all the topics we're going to be able to talk about. If I remember right, we're going to be limited. We're going to be virtual for this one. So we're going to have at least the board members and a few of the key promoters, I guess I'll say it that way, in the room with us, wherever we are, if we elect to. And then the rest, everybody's going to be virtual. Is that correct?
That is correct. I'm hoping that it will be our first and last annual one where we have to do it this way. You know, there's a lot of value in having a lot of people in the room and then being able to interact with everybody. But it's just not possible this year under the circumstances. But everybody understands that, and we were still able to get a lot of involvement from guests that'll provide a lot of valuable input for you. And we're really looking forward to the program. We think you'll enjoy it.
Well, we all are too, and we'd like to, again, we'll be able to share things that we've done in the past and where we're going in the future, in spite of everything else around us. So I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
All right, very good. So we're up. Look who we get up again. Miss Dina, your turn.
Hello again. I am going to go through what's going on in Park and Rec and some exciting news about our park project.
Somebody's got the slideshow, right?
Yes, you know, sometimes it's difficult. Matt, would you please go forward for me? There it is. Our new program guide is out and ready. Play Waxhaw. Remember, we're doing 3 months at a time. So it's from January until March. And so the way you sign up is through our rec desk. Go on the Waxhaw webpage. We're going to be promoting it this coming up week as well. So please join us for some awesome activities coming up for the next 3 months. Thank you. Our fitness program will start in about 2 weeks. Since it is outdoors and we can socially distance, but we are going to postpone our end of January's inside class. We're not going to do any inside classes with the governor's update, asking for, the limit that. So we're going to postpone that until February for the adult security class. And it's already we had waiting lists in the fall, so everybody's looking forward to it. We're just going to wait a little bit longer for that to happen. But walking is going to start up soon. So this is the exciting news. So with our program with the CARES Act, we were able to get a mobile park unit. And this mobile park unit is called the Hero Project. And just to give you a little walkthrough of what it is, so we're talking about health, exercise, recreation, and outreach. So this unit will be able to go into our neighborhoods, go into areas where they don't have a recreation amenity, and provide that service. So this is a project that it's, taken us a little while to get all the supplies in. With COVID, that took a little bit longer than we expected, but we're ready to go. This is an outdoor service. We're going to start off in the near future. I'll give that slide in just a second, but I wanted to let you see some of the activities that we'll be having at the mobile park. So we've got games, we've got, we're going to help teach little ones to ride bikes and have some social interaction. We are working with some other community partners to help maybe have snack packs to go with us. So the children that will be involved, they'll be able to have a snack bag to go home with them, because we know that nourishment around this time, because they're not in school all the time, that is a big issue. Ooh, too far. There we go. Inside, so you can tell this was very professionally put together. The team worked really, really hard. So we've got everything in its place. Again, it says because it's a mobile park, everything had to be kind of bolted down. But this is one of those really going to make a community difference for our citizens, and to reach a population that normally wouldn't come to an event or a program within the parks. So the next couple of weeks, we're going to do a Explore the Hero project. We're going to start off in the downtown park because it's kind of a central location. But we're going to have all the games out and all the, so you can kind of see what we're going to be coming to your local neighborhood in the near future. And so this is kind of the introduction to that. And that's on January the 20th at 2:30. And then the following week, we're going to go on the other side of town, and we're going to be at Nesbitt to do s'mores, kickball, some activities, some arts and crafts activities. Again, all this information is going to be on Rec Desk and on our website, and we're going to do a big promotion with our social media as well. The staff is so excited about this program because it's going to reach so many different community, our population in our community. It's really, again, I'm overjoyed of being able to provide this for our citizens. Upcoming events. So with the modifications of COVID, we will be coming back in the near future about the next 6 months of events. Because of we are going by the governor's rules about what we can and cannot have with our numbers outside, and as long as we are safe within those parameters. So we're going to still have modified events going up to June. And then with our new budget year, we'll hopefully will be somewhat closer to normal, but we'll have a plan A, plan B going into our next budget year. But look for that event schedule coming out soon. This week, this is an exciting time for the downtown park. This Friday at the community corner under the water tower water tank area, we are having our last public engagement from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Please come and join us. We're going to have the latest concept plans, and results of all the surveys out, ready to go over and talk through the process. This is one to kind of show the public where we're at and what we're thinking of for the future for our downtown park, and to make sure that we're on point with all that input that we got a couple months ago. So this is a very exciting time, and we want your input. We want your vision for our downtown park, because it's an extension of our downtown, but it's also one of our community placeholders for our citizens. So it's very exciting times. Please join us this Friday, the 15th, at the community corner from 11 to 1. In future, we will be coming back at the next board meeting to go over all that information and hopefully for adoption, for us to move forward.
Hey, Dina.
Yes, sir.
So who will be at that event? Will any of the engineers or anyone else
Yes,
be
sir.
there to answer questions?
Yeah, Benish will be there with me helping talk through the storyboards. So they will be on there, ready to go for answer any questions. And this is one of those great ways to we'll at this meeting, we'll still be writing down and definitely to make sure that we met all those public inputs in the beginning as well.
That's really great. That's really great. Thank you.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Yeah, for sure.
For community spirit. So y'all know that I'm all about trying to get everybody involved. So with that being said, we really need volunteers. We have so many wonderful parks and trail systems. We need your help to keep them that way. And so we have a sponsor a space program. This kind of lays it out, but I would love to talk to any groups or individuals that would like to come a community partner with us. So this just tells you a little bit about where those spaces are and how to get involved. You'll get a small little plaque at the place that you adopt, and to tell that you're on point for this area, and we appreciate your time and effort to help beautify our town and to just be that community partner. So I'm looking for awesome volunteers. Please come and join us. With events and programs, this is another way to get involved. We are looking for our next set of program guides. So that's going to be from April to June. We're looking for wonderful businesses, craftsmen, health and wellness, who would like to do a class with us. So we're looking for those individuals that would like to partner with us to provide great community programs for our citizens. And it's just another wonderful way to get yourself known to the citizens as well. And majority of our partnerships are local, like downtown businesses, but we try our best to promote Waxhaw. So please come and join us, and we'd love to have your support. So with COVID, we have these special signs within our park system, and it basically tells you how to play responsibly. And, with the governor's orders, when he has a press conference, our staff is on point, making sure that we're staying in compliance. And these are just some of the notifications that we have up in the park. And if you have any questions for me, I'll leave you with our vision and mission, because that's something that we are working on every day, and to make sure that we provide a safe and an educational place for our citizens to enjoy.
All right, any questions for Miss Dina? Any of the topics? Dina, you're doing a great job over there. We're excited to see things move forward. I hope we can give you a few more things to look forward to in the very near future, so we're working on it. So appreciate all the efforts of uniting a lot of the community people with all of the efforts that you put forth in trying to be their cheerleader to get them to gather together, even with COVID. So I appreciate that effort, and I know the entire board does as well. So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
All right, so we'll move down to the next area there, which is any comments or thoughts from any of the Board of Commissioners or Mayor Pro Tem? Anybody with their hand up? Two hands up? Nobody? Okay, so I see next to me, Commissioner Simpson's hands is up. So I'm going to I'm going to unmute you permanently. There we go.
Great. I just want to say that I know like this past year has been very difficult with the COVID virus out there in the pandemic. And so some of you may know that I'm a registered nurse and I've actually received the 2 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. And I personally have not suffered any side effects other than a sore arm. But I want to let citizens and residents know that they are beginning to vaccinate those age 75 years and older. And the Union County Health Services Department is one place that you can get some local some information locally if you're interested in getting the vaccine and you're 75 and older, as well as some of the healthcare organizations. If you're a patient of them, they also are offering it to those individuals 75 and older if you choose to receive that. So I just wanted to pass that along to anyone who's listening.
Very good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Any other comments from the commissioners? Mayor Pro Tem, either one? I just want to round up and say as well to those who again have been participating in what we're doing on the LDC and going through that page by page. It's cumbersome, but it's a lot of work, but we are going to be, you know, a very well prepared board to make decisions for us going forward now and in the future. So again, I want to give kudos to all the town managers, staff up and down, and thank, you know, those presenters tonight here in the meeting tonight, Madison and Dina and Rachel. And I think that we're getting more united as we go forward. So I really do appreciate everybody's support in contributing to all of our efforts. We're going to do a lot more things for us this year. And if we get to be unbridled from the COVID-19 fiasco, then we could probably run a little bit faster. So just want to say my heartfelt thanks to everybody, both on the board and our town staff and everybody in the town who has contributed to all of our efforts of success this year. So thank you very much for a good 2019, and we're looking very much forward to a good 2021. So with that said, it doesn't seem like we have any items. Oh, we got, now you want to raise your hand. I get it. Okay. So please go ahead.
I felt compelled, but just because you said thank you for a good 2019, I think last year was 2020. I know we want to forget that it was 2020, but
we do.
We made it through to 2021. So, you know, hopefully everyone just stays safe, stays careful, and just ask everyone for their patience during this time. We are still available. We are still working. We are still here for you. We are still serving our community. And reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns.
Well, I also thought 2019 was a banner year too. So, you know, all right. Well, thank you for that. And, you know, we look forward to everybody's service this year, and we're just going to keep on rolling forward in the direction that we'd like to go. So appreciate all of that. Any other comments, any hands that I didn't see yet? All the way up and around. So with that, no hands and no comments, I'm going to ask for somebody to put up a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'm going to make this motion.
Very good.
I make a motion to adjourn.
You make a motion to adjourn. I love it. First in. Okay. Roll call vote. Commissioner Morey.
Commissioner Morey, aye.
Commissioner Westlake.
Tracy Westlake, aye.
Commissioner Simpson?
Ann Simpson, aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Jason Hall, aye.
and our Mayor Pro Tem.
Brenda McMillan, aye.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for a great night tonight. Charlie, I know that I didn't ask you for any comments, but even with that, I'm sure that Matt Hubert's going to be real happy to know that he's not the only one you pick on. So,
Well, let me just say that under my contract, I get one fumble a year. Well, here it is, first meeting in 2021, and I've already fumbled. So the rest of the year, I'm not going to fumble.
that's okay, Charlie. Checks in the mail. No problem, brother. Good night, everybody.
Everybody be safe.